to come up with to turn around years of poor performance.
And we're all paying more on just about everything these days. The president is set to roll out his plan to curb costs today. First, though, we want to take a moment to celebrate the Avs' big win last night. They swept the Predators in the first round of the playoffs. Cale Makar notched his third goal of the series, and Nate McKinnon got his fifth, part of a 3-goal scoring blitz in the third period to leave no doubt in this one. The Avs will have a chance to rest up, waiting for either the St. Louis Blues or Minnesota Wild to win their series, which they're tied at 2 games apiece, which is good because the goalie, Darcy Kemper, still needs to heal from that eye injury.
Could be a week before we see the Avs play again.
They're so good, though. Makar is, I think, the highest scoring defenseman. I mean, or maybe second high. Don't quote me, but I know he's up there.
Well,
he's good. He's amazing.
I hope they don't lose their momentum.
Yes.
You know, I mean, they're
Lionel
doing so well
Hidalgo
right
over
now.
there.
Yeah.
I listen to my husband scream during the game. Yeah.
Catch some of it.
We will see a beautiful dog walking forecast. Here at about 9 o'clock, we'll be at right around 50, plenty of sunshine, upper 70s here by about 4 o'clock. Clear skies. Right now here in town, it's a beautiful start. Things are slowly starting to warm up. Winds are at about 10 to 20 miles per hour. We're going to see a light breeze today. Those winds will kick up more so tomorrow, and it will be windier over parts of southern Colorado today. So fire danger there will be higher. By about 11 o'clock, we're at 58 degrees, near 70 it looks like by 2. We're going to hit highs right around 80 this afternoon. Denver 78, 77 in Keensburg and Platteville, Highlands Ranch. You're also at almost 80. Bailey and Evergreen, some low 70s. So a nice afternoon today. Fire danger does pick up. Now these red flag warnings covering southern Colorado, the high fire danger today, Jason, here in town and across northeastern Colorado, that's a fire weather watch for tomorrow. We'll talk more about tomorrow's winds coming up.
We still have a pretty serious crash if you're going to be up in Fort Collins at College and Trilby. We do have quite a bit of backup up there for you right now, and Fort Collins police asking you to avoid that area if you can. I-25, as you can see, getting into downtown Denver from the camera just after I-70. Still busy in pockets. You'll get a little bit of open spaces, and then you'll hit the brakes once again. Same thing coming off of 38th and Park Avenue and I-70, trying to get across downtown Denver. And all the ramps going into downtown aren't too bad right now. 20th is probably one of the ones that's most wide open for you. The I-70 drive is still pretty busy across town. No big problems for us down on 225, but real busy around Parker Road in both directions, north and southbound, and about a half an hour's ride downtown to the Denver Tech Center.
Well, parents, we all expect our kids to feel safe while they're at school, but some parents in Cherry Creek have serious concerns.
Families in that district tell us their children were sexually harassed or in some cases assaulted. And last night they demanded action from the school board. Denver 7's Veronica Acosta has more of the powerful testimony we heard.
Both parents and students showed up to yesterday's meeting, most of them with the same message. They want students to both be and feel safe when they are inside of a school. We first brought you this story last month when we spoke to one dad who said his daughter had been sexually assaulted at a school in the district. We spoke to that same dad last night. He said he was there to support others in a similar situation. We also spoke to a student who told us she was a victim of a sexual assault. She said she didn't want this to happen to others.
It's heartbreaking when something like this happens to your daughter. And I beg all of the other parents that if it's happened to you guys, come forward too, because this is the time. You know, we're putting pressure on the district, and they need it.
My sister's in middle school. I just don't want her to go through anything that I've ever been through, and hopefully that there is some disciplinary action if there can be, which we can do.
Mackenzie Sleesman said after she was a victim of sexual assault at a high school in her district, the district responded with this so-called no contact agreement. That basically barred any communication between the students involved in the incident. District officials told us that's just one of the tools that they use when investigating such claims. We did reach out to the district for comment. They said in part, quote, "We cannot discuss any specific student cases as we must protect the privacy of our students. We will not violate the privacy of students and potentially re-traumatize victims by sending communications to an entire school community when we learn about a student who reports being the victim of an assault." And the district said it does follow both board policies and legal standards when doing these kind of investigations. I took a look over at the Cherry Creek School District website. The next Board of Education meeting that is in until June 13th, and that is 2 weeks after the last day of school. In the newsroom, I'm Veronica Acosta, Denver 7.
Police arrested a man accused of killing 3 of his own family members. Elijah Hood is accused of killing his aunt, her grandson, and great-grandson. All 3 were found dead in a Green Valley Ranch apartment with multiple gunshot wounds. A judge ordered Hood to be held without bond last night. Police have not said anything about a motive. 1 hour from now, crews will be back out searching for the body of a man who drowned in the Cherry Creek Reservoir over the weekend. Colorado Parks and Wildlife says he was not wearing a life jacket when he fell off an inner tube being pulled by a boat. The Cherry Creek Reservoir will stay closed to boating as the search continues. Aurora city leaders approved a contract with a company to clean up homeless encampments. They also passed a rule requiring the city to store the personal items of people who are moved from encampments. Aurora says notices have been issued to remove 6 encampments since the camping ban took effect last weekend.
Meanwhile, in Denver, protesters opposing the city's camping ban there forced council members to leave the chamber yesterday. The group refused to let public comment in after a heated exchange.
We're going to take a recess. We're going to take a recess right now.
You are going to listen to us tonight.
Yeah, city council members eventually returned to the chamber and the meeting went on as planned. The ban on urban camping in Denver was not on the agenda last night. The protest, though, comes as the city marks 10 years since the ban went into place.
Well, the state gave the struggling Adams 14 school district one last chance to make changes. Today, the district will unveil their plan to turn things around. Denver 7's Christian Lopez joins us. Christian, this comes after years of underperformance in the district.
Yeah, the board gave the district a month to come up with an improvement plan, and Adams 14 must present that plan today. And that plan has to include a partial manager, so the district must let the board know what responsibilities it plans to handle on its own and what this outside management company will take care of. Adams 14 has had years of low academic performance, so much so that the state has had to get involved. They actually brought in an outside management firm in 2018, but all of that ended in a lawsuit after the district stopped working with them 2 years later without seeking the board's approval. Now, we spoke with Superintendent Carla Loria, who told us last month that turnaround time was aggressive, but she still remained optimistic.
It takes the whole community, the state, the local board, and the superintendent working together. And my understanding, all those pieces were not in place before. But now I think things are very different. We have a very strong local board. All 5 members highly committed to what is right for the students, for the community. And they are actually in alignment to my belief system of what needs to be done.
And that meeting is happening tonight. Now, there is still a chance that the board could reject the district's plan, but we'll let you know what comes out of that meeting. Live this morning, I'm Christian Lopez, Denver 7.
Thanks, Christian. We love to celebrate the hard work of our students, and some students in the Adams 12 5-star district will cut the ribbon today on a house that they built themselves. Future Forward Washington Square students have spent the last year working on a tiny home. It started as just a trailer, but you can see from the finished product, students did the framing, carpentry, the plumbing, the electrical, and the painting.
What do you think this teaches your students beyond how to build a house? What else do you think they learn from this?
Number one is building the house and learning all of those different trades, but most importantly, giving back to the community, proving that something they built goes to someone, that they were creating this. We built a house and now we're turning it into a home. So that is where it's going back to the community.
Yeah, and this is just the first tiny home that they're building. The hope is to build enough for an entire village, which will provide housing for people experiencing homelessness. The project is being paid for by community member Bob Lemke and the 5-Star Education Foundation.
Coming up, we'll break down President Biden's plan to reduce our historic inflation.
And summer break or summer work? We're going 360 on which way is better for kids to spend their vacation from the classroom, and we want to hear from you.